Because one is anabolic, what putting on all the time. In the ketosis, now the body's cleaning up and becoming efficient. So it's another metabolism that we need to engage, and we just don't engage enough of it. And now on the fasting program is when I'm seeing that the reparative processes all kick in. Now, I'm going to say this again. The reparative process in your body is kicking in at a higher level when you are doing your fasting. How do I say that? Oh, blood pressure comes down, joints seem to get better, bowel symptoms seem to get better, patients look better. But now there's data showing that these patients live longer, less cancer as well. And we know about the chemistry that is induced, which one of them is called autophagy, where the cells actually recycle all the inner parts to become more efficient. And mitochondria recycle as well, which is called mitophagy. So these autophagy and mitophagy, which is recycling your biochemistry of your cells, does not occur in a fed state. It occurs much more when you're in a fasting state. Yeah. So we're supposed to have that. We're supposed to do it. That's what our life cycle was supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. As you speak, you remind me very much of a conversation I had with Dr. William Lee very, very recently on the podcast, who's done a lot of research into comparing food as medicine compared to drugs. And Dr. Lee talks about these defense systems that we have inside our body. He talks about these 5 defense systems, and he talks about using food as medicine to support these defense systems. And, there are things like, inflammation, the immune system, the gut microbiome, stem cells, DNA. And it's interesting, he talked about what particular foods have been shown to support those various defense processes. But also, what you're talking about is the withdrawal of foods at prescribed set intervals also activates these natural defense processes that the body have got. And I find that really, really fascinating, that actually what we're trying to do is support the body's natural defenses. We're trying to support that body's own natural resilience that's there. If we and modern life kind of gets out of the way, we're getting in the way and actually stopping this stuff from working. But what you're talking about is, let's get out of the way, and we're going to naturally kick all of these kind of different systems into gear.
Yeah, so right. Now, Dr. Lee, amazing. So he talks about the foods that you want to consume to bring about these beneficial changes, right? And the mechanisms are immunity, of course, and stem cells, as you mentioned, and your gut microbiome, which we know now plays a huge role in your day-to-day health. Now, fasting impacts on all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
After you finish your fast, and then when you have your meal, you get stem cell mobilization. So after a fast, you're getting more stem cells mobilized from your bone marrow. Now, what are stem cells? Stem cells will go into the circulation, go to the parts of the body, and they already have messages on them, tagging them where to go, what to do. The body has immense internal signals. So these stem cells go exactly and hone in exactly where they need to go and create the new cells and repair the body, because maybe those cells that were senescent died. Maybe certain organs, dysfunctional cells died, and these stem cells moving. And we know that. We know this is stem cell mobilization. It occurs with fasting. You talk about growth hormone. Growth hormone. You want to increase your growth hormone? Growth hormone, as you know, goes down after the age of 30, plummets, really goes down. Growth hormone is responsible for muscle building, and growth hormone production skyrockets when you're fasting, because your body makes much more growth hormone. You need more than taking shots. So if you exercise in a fasting state, you'll actually put on more muscle mass, which is what your son is going to come back and tell you, that, Dad, I'm putting on more muscle in my fasting state when I exercise it then than if I exercise. It's because of growth hormone. So there's another immunity. Your immunity gets better when you're fasting. During your fast, your body is developing mechanisms to strengthen itself, and immunity does go up, and we know that certain foods can do the same thing. But there you go. Now imagine the power if we joined all this together. So eat the right foods, eat the foods to improve your immunity as well, and do the fasting as well. This is just, I think that the future is so exciting in this area where people like you and Dr. Lee and come together, and we're gonna change things and say, look, we need to change what we're eating, we need to change the sourcing of our foods, and we need to broaden our outlook. Look at the microbiome. I didn't even talk about the microbiome just now. So fasting does affect the microbiome.
Yeah.
It does. And when we know that that's a whole new area that's so dynamic, and the half-life of bacteria in the gut changes. So we know that when we're fasting, certain bacteria are gone. And we know that the types of foods that we eat affect our microbiome. But fasting itself also affects the microbiome. So I love fasting because it does have positive effects on the microbiome. And we know that that's huge. I never believed about the microbiome stuff until about 5 years ago, but the data now coming out is so compelling for me as a cardiologist. In fact, I just saw a patient yesterday, and I advised him that he needs to be eating probiotic foods and fermented foods, and he's like, "But doc, I'm here for my coronary calcium score, which was so high." You know, so it's just fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it really is, and it's a